The Indus Valley script appears on tiny seals that look simple at first glance, and yet no one can read them. For millennia, these markings have stared back at archaeologists like a riddle with no key. What do these lines and curves say about the Harappan civilization that built cities with care, traded widely, and left an imprint across South Asia? Are we looking at names, titles, goods, or beliefs? The Indus Valley script is one of the world's most intriguing undeciphered scripts, and tonight we step closer to it, through what we can see, what we can compare, and what we must admit we still don't know. To understand the script, picture the world that produced it. The Harappan civilization, often called the Indus Valley civilization, was one of the great ancient civilizations. Its cities, including places like Mohenjo-daro and Harappa, reveal careful planning, durable construction, and remarkable craftsmanship. Streets were organized, water and drainage were engineered with intention, and artisans worked stone, metal, and clay with skill. Trade connected the Indus world to distant communities, moving goods and ideas across long routes. In this landscape of order and exchange, people marked objects with small, deliberate inscriptions. Those marks are our closest approach to their voices. We can walk their streets through archaeology, but the meanings behind their symbols remain out of reach, waiting on seals, tablets, and fragments that survived the centuries. Most examples of the Indus Valley script appear on small, square seals. Hard, finely made objects that often combine a short line of signs with an image. Bulls, elephants, and other creatures stand beneath compact sequences of symbols. The inscriptions are brief, often just a handful of signs, and that brevity is both elegant and challenging. With short texts, it is hard to detect grammar or syntax the way we can in long inscriptions elsewhere. Scholars describe the signs as pictorial or abstract, but whether they record sounds, words, or something more symbolic is still debated. Inscriptions also appear beyond seals, on pottery, metal, and stone, suggesting the script had more than one use. Sites across the Indus realm, including Mohenjo-daro and other Harappan centers, have yielded these pieces, giving us distribution and context even when meanings stay hidden. We can trace habits of placement, common sign order, and recurring combinations, patterns that hint at rules without revealing the code. What we know, the Indus Valley script is consistent enough to be studied as a system. Signs repeat. Certain signs tend to cluster. The writing usually runs in a single direction. The script appears tied to seals and objects that likely mattered in administration, identity, ritual, or trade. Computational and comparative approaches suggest structure rather than randomness. What we don't know, the language behind the signs, the sound values, if any, and the function of each inscription. Without long texts or a bilingual key, arguments about language families remain unproven. Some researchers see echoes of logo-syllabic systems used by other ancient civilizations. Others argue the signs could be non-linguistic markers linked to authority, offerings, or economic labels. Both possibilities stay on the table. We can map sequences and frequencies, but assigning meanings would jump beyond the evidence. The honest position is careful. The script is real, patterned, and important, yet still undeciphered. Cracking the Indus Valley script would move the Harappan world from objects to ideas. Archaeology already shows us planning, craft, and networks. Writing could reveal memory, belief, and law. Were seals naming people, offices, or places? Were they recording goods, approvals, or rituals? Even a small breakthrough could clarify how cities coordinated life across large regions and how identity, economy, and belief intertwined. For the study of ancient civilizations, this would reshape timelines, connections, and the map of early writing traditions. For the Indus world itself, it would give voice to those who built its streets and stamped its seals, letting them speak in their own terms at last. For now, the Indus Valley script remains an undeciphered script, compact, beautiful, and silent. Each seal is a promise of meaning, waiting to be unlocked. What do you think these signs were used for? Names, titles, trade, or something sacred? Tell us below. If you want more deep dives into archaeology and ancient civilizations, subscribe to Unfolding Legacy, turn on notifications, and share this episode with someone who loves a good mystery. Your comment might spark the next great idea.